Hi, hope everybody's having a blessed day. We are in the fourth book of the Bible, the fourth book of the five books of Moses. Um, he has led the people out of all the Jewish people out of Egypt to take them to Canaan, the promised land that's going to be their own nation. And at this point, they also have the Ark of the Covenant, which is a wooden chest covered in gold that carries the Ten Commandment tablets, among other things. And they have set up like a portable camp or a portable a place of worship called a tabernacle. So that's the whole setup it's kind of like a little church, a little temple, but portable. And it includes the Ark of the Covenant and other things. And that's the center of their of their camp. And God is leading them with a cloud. And so that when they see the cloud move, they all get up, they carry the tabernacle and the Ark of the Covenant and everything, and they proceed through the wilderness. And out of the 40 years, the book of Leviticus covered the first 13 months, so let's say the first year. And the book of Numbers cover the big chunk in the middle, the 38 years in the middle of the 40 years. And they're wandering out of Egypt, and they're going to end up in Canaan, which is just a 2-week journey, but we're going to see why it took them 40 years. They take a census, which is why the book is called Numbers. They count all the men that are 20 years and above to know how big their army is in case they have to fight. And they have over 600,000. The Levites are exempt because that's the priests. And God is providing food. He's providing manna from heaven, which is a little carbohydrate piece of bread type, flat little piece of something to eat, and quail, birds to eat, water. He's providing everything that they need. He's leading them. He's talking to them. But have you ever tried to take your kids to Disney World on a road trip? And you're like, wow, this is going to be so great. We're going to have so much fun. And you're riding and they're like, I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. Are we there yet? Can we just go back home? Well, that's how the Israelites are. They are complaining. They even want to go back to Egypt. And that is often referred to as like us wanting to go back to our sinful lives. We'd rather go back held in captivity than go to God's promised land. So like we used to drink, party, alcohol, relationships, whatever. It's like, just going to go back to that. It was like easy. At least I knew what to expect. It wasn't that bad. And so it's really driving God crazy. And even Moses, who's met God in person, he says in chapter 12, verse 3, the man Moses was very humble, more than all men who were on the face of the earth. Well, the problem is Moses is the one who wrote that. And like I read somewhere, humility is a funny thing. Once you think you have it, you just lost it. And I think he just lost it right there. And he actually ends up marrying an Ethiopian woman. And the problem with that is it has nothing to do with race, but God said to only marry within your religion, or he even specifically said to only marry within your father's tribe. So he is, way off there. So he's losing, the people are losing faith in him. He's not anyone special to begin with. He's not well spoken, and now he's like acting erratic himself, and even his brother and sister are like embarrassed by him, and so things are kind of falling apart. And at one point they are asked to send spies into Canaan to see what to expect when they get there, and if they're going to have to fight people, like what kind of people live there, are they peaceful people? And so they send 12 spies, and they all come back, and 10 of them says, oh no, this is a bad idea. There's like giants living there. And 2 of them, Joshua and Caleb, have faith, and they said, well, we think God is going to protect us and lead us. It will be fine. So at this point, God also, he's asking Moses to speak water out of a rock. God needs to show these people that you can depend on me, you can have faith in me, and I will provide. But Moses, for some reason, is that hits with a rod twice and makes the water come out himself. And as a consequence of all this, God ends up deciding that none of them are going to make the promised land in this generation except Joshua and Caleb, the two spies that had faith that God will continue to provide and protect and get them there safely. So that's why they were there for 40 years, because the whole generation died out. All the 600-some thousand people that had come out of Egypt, including Moses, don't get to make it to the promised land. So towards the end of the book, there is a new census of the new generation. And that's basically where it ends. So even though it really covers the 38 years in the wilderness, the book is called Numbers because of the census.